November, we're going to have a Democratic president-elect. I'm grateful to all of the speakers that came out this evening to speak on behalf of their respective candidates. We have tried to make the playing field as level as possible inside this room, whatever the differences may be outside. Each candidate has the same amount of time, and each candidate's position in the room was chosen at random, and the order of speakers was chosen at random as well. Nearly. And please welcome, first of all, our Governor and Senator, Richard Codey.
Thank you. By the way, thanks for that long, flowing introduction. I appreciate it.
You need no introduction.
And I got none. Hey, Brian, this looks like a firing squad over here. And on Monday, I think we're going to do away with the death penalty, so get them out of here. Well, good evening, New Jersey Democrats. Are we ready to show the nation that for the first time in a very long time we're going to be involved in the primary process? Am I right? Hey! You would have thought when Republicans ran the State House they would have been smart enough to do this, but they weren't. We did it. We're smart enough. Now, remember the old line from the former president? Said, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? No! 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 Hell no! No! Now, 4 years ago, when the president of this country said, the war in Iraq is over and we have won, was he right? No! He lied. He lied. Now, have our sons and our daughters returned home? No! Has our national debt decreased as a result of the war? No! Is our poverty rate lower than it was 4 years ago? No! Is minimum wage higher than it was 4 years ago? No! Only in our state. Hey, Bonnie, who was that governor that raised it?
The cute one.
The cute one. I think you're right. I'll talk to you later, sister. You know, since she came back from Aruba, she's looking a lot better. By the way, our national debt, over $1 trillion. Now, let me tell you this. Our best chance of reversing this course that this nation is on is someone in this party who can end the logic of shoot first, think later politics that goes on in D.C. Yeah. Someone whose policies are based on thoughtful and sound intelligence, if any intelligence down there. Someone who will lead the Democratic Party out of the window of uncertainty and remind this country that it was the Democratic Party that brought us hope of the New Deal. It was the Democrats that told women, yes, you are equal, and yes, you have the right to vote. The other party said no. And it was the Democrats who said this country and our people deserve Medicaid and Medicare. And the Republicans said no. And it was the Democrats that first broke down the barriers of racial injustice and shepherded the civil rights movement when the Republicans said no. And when it comes to seeking equal civil rights for gays and lesbians, it was the Democratic Party that said yes, and let's do something about it. think there's only one person that can help us forget what's happened during the last 7 years and remind us what it's like to be a progressive nation once again. And that person is John Edwards. This is a man who has spent his entire life fighting injustice. You know, when I threw my hat in the ring, I had to buy one to wear one. I believed in my heart that he had the best chance of any candidate out there to win the general election and to take back our White House, the people's White House. Few people really embody the American success story better than John Edwards. As you all know, the son of blue-collar parents. His dad spent almost 40 years as a worker in a textile mill in Robbins, South Carolina. Down there, his mother ran a shop and worked at the post office to help pay the bills. So John knows what it's living hand to mouth, or even worse. He put himself with a part-time job through law school. And when he went to Congress, when there, he championed the need for quality health care, better schools, protecting civil liberties, preserving the environment, and saving Social Security and Medicare. So if we really want to end the powerful special interests that continue to corrupt our country and choose a new path that will deliver the promise of America, then our only choice in this country and in this state is John Edwards. Go ahead, say it. We're all Democrats here. John understands the struggle to put food on the table and make sure our kids get a good education. He understands the worry of millions of Americans who can't afford a doctor if their children get sick. He, by the way, was the first candidate to unveil a plan for universal health care. And he has backed up that plan with a firm promise. Listen to this. If he is elected president, in his first day in office, he will submit legislation saying that as long as there's not universal health care, there will be none for the president, the vice president, and members of Congress. Now that's sending a message. He has also pledged to rewrite our tax code, to make it simple and to make it fair, so that millions of people, low and middle class families, will keep more and more of their paychecks. You know, if the subprime mortgage crisis has taught us anything, it's that working class Americans can no longer afford that American dream. John Edwards understands that. His tax plan will put our economy back in line with our values and strengthen the three pillars of America's lower and middle class. And that's savings, that's work, and it's dignity. Furthermore, it will shut down the loopholes for the insiders and restore economic parity throughout America. But I think what most impresses me about John Edwards is his willingness to be forthright when it comes to Iraq. He's not wavered one iota. He's never changed his position. He has said immediate withdrawal of 40 to 50,000 troops, and that means now, when he becomes president, when he gets sworn in. And a complete withdrawal in 9 to 10 months, leaving only behind a small brigade to protect our embassy and you, our workers, working for humanity. John's approach is simple and it's sensible. We must show Iraq that we are serious about leaving, so that the Iraqi people will be forced to take responsibility of their country through political and diplomatic means as well. Now, it is this approach and this forthrightness that extends his appeal well beyond Democratic strongholds, particularly in key Democratic states. John Edwards has never forgotten where he came from, and no matter how far he goes, he will always understand that the mill worker in Robbins, South Carolina, deserves as much of a voice as the millionaire in